Next up, Pembroke's Veterans Agent David McPhillips and COA Director Gretchen Emmetts sit down with Julie Thompson on looking forward with our senior centers.
I'm so pleased today to be joined by two very important people here from Pembroke. David McPhillips, who is the Veterans Agent for the town of Pembroke, and of course, Gretchen Emmetts, who's the Director of the COA. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for being here. David, let's talk a lot about you, about what you do. Can you share a little bit about your history and how you got to be in this position as a Veterans Agent for the town of Pembroke?
Okay, well, I was in the Marines 4 years. Okay, one of those in Vietnam. Okay, after the Marines, I worked a regular job. Went to college, but had used the GI Bill. Had a job that had nothing to do with what I went to college for or what I did in the Marines. Mm-hmm. Okay, isn't that what happens to a lot of people, right?
It is, that's right.
Okay, after that, I retired after 37 years with the Hertz Corporation. Okay. So after that, there was a veterans officer that had been in Pembroke for a long time, Mr. McKenna, mm-hmm. and he retired. And somebody asked me if I would like the job. Okay, so I do know a fellow veterans officer works in Concord, mm-hmm. where I grew up, and I went down and I checked out the job with him, and I thought this was something I could do, and that being so many Vietnam veterans now needing different services, that might be a strong point for me. And then I came into the office that already has Mrs. Whitman, mm-hmm. who's a very strong administrative assistant.
Yep.
And she's been doing this for a long time. Matter of fact, I was just talking to her the other day. When you start out, there's so many things you don't know that you don't know.
Right.
Okay, and then you kind of learn them as you go along, mm-hmm. okay, if you put the time in. All right, so I did that for a while, and then I kind of got worn down. I am 73 now.
Yeah.
I think I said, I got to move on.
Yeah.
And they had a new veterans officer come in, and maybe she stayed for a couple of years, and I was asked to come back. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, okay, but, kind of on a limited basis,
right.
but for a short time, and now I've been there for 4 years.
Yeah. And there you go.
There you go.
Right.
And here I am today.
Yes, exactly. So what are the many different things that you do as the Veterans Agent for the town of Pembroke? And do you just serve people that live in Pembroke?
Well, good question, because yes and no.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, our office takes care of low-income veterans and their widows.
Okay.
So anybody from Pembroke that's listening to me right now, mm-hmm. a widow or a veteran that makes less than $2,400 a month, mm-hmm. and has less than $8,000 in the bank, mm-hmm. they should come to our office tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? Because the state program called Chapter 115 will make up that difference. If you were like $2,000 a month, they'll give you $400 mm-hmm. and also pay all your medical bills. Okay?
Which is huge.
No other state in the union does it.
Really?
Massachusetts is the only one that does it.
Wow.
Okay? So we have veterans and their widows that we take care of every month.
Right.
They come down and the compensation is there for them, or we just mail it.
So that goes through your office?
That has to be done in the town that you live in.
Okay. So that they don't sign up and then they automatically get it sent?
You can't sign up in Kingston and get money from Pembroke.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
All right. That's a state thing. Okay. The other thing we do is try to know almost all the federal programs.
And there must be a lot.
Okay, but the main one is veterans that come in, and especially Vietnam veterans.
Yep.
You know that there are 14 assumed illnesses that you can get from Agent Orange.
Right, which was a Vietnam
That's
era
a Vietnam thing.
issue. Yeah.
Right. Okay. If you have one of those symptoms, you can look it up, or you can come down to my office. I can tell you. I have it written down, but I'd have to scramble through my.
Yeah.
One of them might be diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
Another one might be prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bladder cancer.
Yeah.
New one on the list is hypertension.
Really?
Okay. If you have any of those, come down and see me right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you're a Vietnam vet.
If you're a Vietnam vet. Okay. A newer thing is called the PAC Act.
And what is that?
That is for veterans that may have been deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan, and they've been exposed to burn pits. Okay, and they may have more of a respiratory illness.
Right.
Okay, need to come down and see me on that.
Okay.
Okay, or the third thing I might bring up is if you were at Camp Lejeune, almost any time, well, the water was contaminated.
Right.
Okay, so there's a variety of cancers. If you have, come down and see me.
Mm-hmm.
We can start the claim.
Okay.
Okay, we've made a handy little checklist, so you can get just about everything done. So you send it in once,
Right.
and the VA should take care of it like that.
So you need to keep up on all the legislation and all the acts that are passed for the wars that veterans are still alive from, having served in, as these new things develop. Because sometimes it's years after deployment that it's realized what health issues come to veterans. Is that true?
Sure. Of course.
And
Yep.
how often does that information change, and where do you go to get the updated information?
Okay, so every office in Massachusetts is somehow connected with the Department of Veteran Services
Okay.
in Boston,
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Yep.
We do some training with them.
Yep.
Okay, for me it was easy because I'm a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah.
I kind of know.
Right. You kept up with this. Yep.
Okay. By the way, if you have something else that is not on the list, come down and ask me anyway.
Right.
Because I've helped somebody that had brain cancer, not on the list,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody else who had skin cancer, not on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So something like that could work out. Each person might get a percentage,
Mm-hmm.
10, 20%. And when you get that, that determines how much monthly compensation.
You will get. Right.
Compensation means you didn't win anything.
Right.
You're just getting compensated
for
something
the
that
illness.
happened to you.
right.
All right. When you explain it like that,
Yeah.
many veterans who are reluctant,
Yeah.
they
That and
might.
the healthcare alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
The healthcare alone is part of it is really important.
So, do veterans apply for Social Security when they hit 65, or is there a separate program for veterans?
Okay. So a veteran who is receiving Chapter 115 and he or she turns 62 must take Social Security
Okay.
if they want to continue with they can't say, oh no, I want to keep collecting Chapter 115 until I'm 67 or
Okay.
70.
At
Can't do
62,
that.
they have to.
Yeah,
Okay.
62 you have to. So you get kind of, you have to go down to the office.
Mm-hmm.
I understand these days, when I did it, there used to be Cordage Park. It used to be a lot easier. Today, I guess you got to do it online.
Okay.
People figure it out.
Yeah. So, aside from income or compensation and medical insurance, what other services do you offer to veterans?
Okay, so we've got a lot of states' benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And this is important because a lot of people don't know that they're getting it, should get them.
Sure.
Let's start with the real estate abatement. Okay,
Say tax abatement?
yes.
Oh, okay.
For your real estate.
Okay.
Okay, so if you own a home
Yep.
and somehow you're receiving any sort of compensation at all, you will get $400 off.
Just right off the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have 100%, then you will get $1,000 off your taxes. Okay. Now this one is for a widow who the veteran has died from a service-related disease. Okay, say, let's take Vietnam veteran. He dies of prostate cancer. He owned a house with his spouse. She can get a full abatement.
Wow.
No real estate tax.
At all. That's great.
And this is new.
Yep.
Parents. Gold Star parents or parents who have children that died
Yes.
from a service-related
Yep.
also can get a full abatement if the town approves it.
Okay.
And in our town, it has been approved last year.
Good. And you are a Gold Star
Yes, I am.
father.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, and the other thing, if you're 100%, you can apply for something called the annuity. And that means that the state will send you, if you're 100%, the state will send you a check twice a year for $1,000.
So there's a lot of help, financial help available if you know about it.
Okay.
Right?
If you know
If you know
about
about
it.
If you know about it, that's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been, when I hired a new outreach coordinator full-time, Marie, she's like, what is the first thing you want me to do? And I said, well, when I started here in 2019, I was going gusto, I was going to do a veterans meeting, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it was really difficult. So I said, the first thing I want to task you with is that. And sitting in on these monthly meetings, and today there was actually a breakfast, I've learned so much that I didn't know, not only from my older veterans, but from David and Mary at the Veterans Office.
Right.
And she's going to be angry that you're saying that, come down tomorrow. I'm
You have a lot of people in your
gonna
office
have to
tomorrow.
warn her, but
Yeah.
that's where to go to get
Right.
the information.
Yeah.
It's amazing the things that they know. It's just
And
crazy.
to your point, you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
And if you don't ask, you're never going to find out.
Okay.
So, David, continuing on, other services for veterans, accessories they might need, wheelchairs, that types of thing. Do you get involved with that also?
I was trying to collect motorized scooters
Yeah.
and wheelchairs for a while, but it really didn't work out.
Okay.
And, you know, you have to be careful, Gretchen. What if you got a scooter, somebody...
Yeah, that's true.
That's
We recommend people go to Situate, to Etrusco, because and we'll donate our things there because they sanitize them and
Yep.
fix them and turn them back. So that's where we recommend the veterans go for their
Okay.
product.
Okay.
And there's tons available for free.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. And again, they could contact you and say, this is what I have a need for, and you can put them in touch.
the other thing is, our big thing is we like to sign people up for VA healthcare.
Okay.
Because I would like people to know this, that I have Medicare.
Right.
That's okay, but you can have both,
Yes.
okay? And they complement each other. The VA healthcare, you could choose to go to a place as close as Plymouth, where there's a clinic,
Right.
all right? You may, or you can go to Brockton,
Right.
which is more like a full hospital. They will offer you things that maybe Medicare will not,
Okay.
such as hearing aids, which, you know, Gretchen will tell you, very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, eyeglasses. Okay, for instance, these are eyeglasses that I have on that the VA gave me.
Great.
They're not horrible.
Right.
And
They work.
if I lose them, they give me a new pair.
All right.
No
Wonderful.
questions. And I could lose 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they'll give me 2 or 3 more pairs.
So the VA healthcare piggybacks with Medicare.
Okay, so that would be, okay, so the qualifications for that?
Yeah.
Am I doing all the?
Yeah, so the qualifications you have to be under a certain income level.
Oh, absolutely.
that, yeah.
Obviously, every situation is different.
All right, Vietnam veteran, no questions asked.
Okay.
You're in.
Okay.
Other than that, if it goes by your income, but the income, okay, so if, say you're a single veteran and you make no more than $68,000,
Yeah.
they will accept you.
Oh, that's
And
great.
they don't care what your assets are. You could have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank,
Yep.
but if you
But
make
you
less
qualify.
than 68
You
grand,
qualify.
and I think for a married veteran, it might be 78,000.
Okay.
I'd have to recheck those numbers.
But again, they could
goes
call
by
you
the-
for that information, and
Yeah.
you can find out for them.
Well, actually, you want to sign up for VA healthcare, you come into my office. It's a one-page thing,
Wow.
and we will fax it to the VA,
Great.
and you will get a call within a week.
Wow.
Do you want to go see this primary care physician?
Can't make it much easier than that.
And then, like we were talking a little bit before, 16 million men and women were in World War II.
Right.
And these VA hospitals were made for them.
Right.
However, the veteran population is falling a lot.
Yep.
Okay, Vietnam veterans of a group have died faster than any other veterans. Okay, so there's not there's help there.
Mm.
They're not overwhelmed,
Right.
such as maybe you've heard bad things about the VA, maybe in Florida,
Yeah.
Arizona, St. Louis.
But not here.
Where the senior population
Yeah.
has kind of moved to, they're fuller, obviously,
Of course.
because that's where
Yep.
they have kind of retired to.
Right.
But Massachusetts, it's going gangbusters, and we, as the senior center, can also offer rides into Jamaica Plain
Yep.
and to Boston and to Brockton. We did get our own individual van during COVID, and it was specifically for those reasons, because the bus that was going into Boston no longer was doing it. So
Right.
we do go into Dana-Farber and all the other places too, but we're certainly able to go into JP and Boston.
Great. And what do you do with the veterans for fun? What kind of activities do you do that? I mean, we've talked a lot about income and medical issues. What about having some fun?
Well, Gretchen sponsors the breakfast,
Yeah. Which you
Or-
had today.
And
coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We have through the American Legion. Now, a lot of people like to sign up to be a member of the American Legion, but you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this year, we rented a bus, nice bus with the cushy seats, and we went to the Vietnam Wall in Andover.
Okay. Is that the traveling wall?
Yeah, the
Yes.
healing wall.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now, we had a Iwo Jima veteran,
Wow.
Jim Ingragiola.
Wow.
And he was more than just a Iwo Jima. He was really kind of an entertainer.
He was
Okay.
the guy that came to the select board, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
interviewed him.
Down in
you
the
were
veterans
there.
He was phenomenal.
Wasn't that
He was phenomenal.
Yes.
And we're losing all this history, so that's why it's so important that we
'Cause
really
he just recently
carry
passed,
this.
right?
Yeah, that we carry this out, and we teach our young, and they need the respect.
Yeah.
And some of the guys like to, and women like to talk about it, and some of them don't. But it's funny, you put them in front of a child, and they'll
talk.
They'll talk.
Yeah.
So it's something that we really need to share. And once we get the community center up and going, that's kind of our goal. And my long-term goal would be to bring the wall to Pembroke.
That'd be
And
wonderful.
the new green in that area.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, would take a lot of volunteers, but it really would be worth it.
It certainly would be. And what about, David, the younger veterans? Because we think a lot of veterans of being older. What about, you don't see many of them, I think you told me?
Well, as Gretchen was saying, right? A lot of these veterans, before they leave, before they're discharged, now they're sitting down with these veterans and say, well, you look at, do you have any disabilities you'd like to claim?
Yep.
And they're doing it before they leave.
Okay.
Okay. However, if I do see a veteran, I like to have them come in because they might qualify the abatement, or they might want to join the Legion, or
So they're much better educated, the younger veterans,
they know
before they
all-
even leave the service.
Yeah, they
Okay.
take-
Whereas the Vietnam and before that, and even Iraq.
They're not being released en masse. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? They're having
yes.
they're being released slower, but also, mental health is a huge.
I was just going to bring that up.
Mental health is huge, and Massachusetts veterans you have to request the help though. But Massachusetts for the veterans has a great mental health program.
It's still a stigma though, right? Mental health with the veterans?
Not so bad.
Good.
Not so bad, because now they put a name on it.
Right.
PTSD.
Right.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah.
We were, like we said before, in World War I, it was shell shock.
Right. Yeah.
No help for that.
Nope.
World War II, it was battle fatigue.
Yep.
Okay, no help for
Yeah,
that.
you got battle fatigue. Live with it.
Early on in Vietnam, there was no PTSD,
Right.
but now people begin to realize,
That's what it is.
some of these things are happening.
Right.
Okay.
What advice would you give to veterans of all age in terms of services and programs that are available to them?
Just to be aware.
Yeah.
Okay, plan. Planning is right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yep.
If you are aware of everything and you plan, okay, say for instance, GI Bill.
Okay. Is that still
Yes.
active? Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Okay, so how does that help? So you're a young serviceman or woman,
Yep.
and how important is it to take care of getting where you live now? Okay, so you could buy a home now,
Yep.
okay, and you don't have to put anything down.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big advantage
Oh, that's
of
great.
a GI Bill.
Mm-hmm.
They will also make sure you don't overpay on your interest,
Okay.
or they won't approve the loan. And then you're much more likely to get a loan because they'll guarantee it.
Do they help with schooling still also?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was, I know that was a big thing.
Okay, that is something that is baffling. Okay, because there's all sorts of different scenarios on this.
Right.
But I have this magic number,
Mm-hmm.
okay? It's a GI Bill hotline,
Okay.
and they will walk you through it, whether you are a veteran who wants to give your 911 your GI loan benefits to your children,
Okay.
or keep it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Or I know I went to University of Massachusetts. If you want to go to college, University of Massachusetts, any state school is free.
Okay. Through the GI Bill.
Yes.
That's, yeah. And I don't know how many people really still know that still exists.
Because it seems antiquated. But,
it does, yeah.
I actually, my future son-in-law is going into the Navy for this officer candidate school, and part of the reason he's doing it is so he can get his master's on
Sure.
the way out, and so that they can afford to buy a house, and so it's a good. You see a lot of it, and I love when I see the younger veterans and the kids going into the service coming to the programs,
Mm-hmm.
because the older seniors will talk to them and give them the skinny.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not getting the shots like you used to in those big metal things, but they'll tell them the truth.
Yeah. Which is what everybody wants anyway. You just want the truth. And are there less and less veterans every year because there's less and less people
Yes.
enrolling?
Yes, you don't need those big armies that they had during World War II.
Right. All our
if
smart technology.
Things are,
Yeah.
well, you can see drones
Yeah.
operated in
Right.
Iraq and Afghanistan, and the operators are in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's never changed is it's horrible.
Of course. Of course.
Okay,
And as a veteran, you certainly can say that.
okay, but a lot of it's more remote.
Yeah.
I always did kind of feel they had casualties in mind, limit them. Okay,
Yes.
because it's bad news.
Of
but
course.
now even more so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing I just wanted to touch on that was like the definition of a veteran, because I always was under the assumption that if you signed up to be in the National Guard,
Yes.
and you did your couple weekends a month and 2 weeks in the summer, And you're doing something, you could be sent anywhere at any time.
Sure.
But you're not a veteran.
You're not.
Why?
Okay. Well, as I've thought of, you're a veteran to me.
Right. Right.
You're kind of
on the books. You're not
a veteran without benefits.
Okay.
Okay. And how would you know that? All right. First of all, if you were deployed, you're a veteran.
Right. As soon as you're deployed, you do become a veteran.
Right. Or deployed somewhere, say, for longer than 6 months.
Okay.
You're a veteran.
Okay.
Okay. How do you check that? Pull out your DD-214, take a look. If it says Adutra on it somewhere, that kind of means you're not a veteran.
Okay. Dutra.
Adutra.
You're not a veteran. Okay.
A-D-U-R-T-A.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, and now there's other ways that the federal government defines veteran, in different ways that the state defines veteran.
Right.
State defines veteran, you served for 6 months.
Okay.
Training does not count.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
some veteran benefits, 24 consecutive months.
Okay. So, like you had said a couple of times, it's very individualized, whatever somebody might need or what they might qualify for. You have to kind of come in and talk to you about any of that.
Now, a lot of veterans, well, I don't have an honorable discharge. I have a general discharge. Okay, not bad. In Massachusetts, or even federal, you are a veteran
Right.
with benefits.
Right.
Even some other veterans like that might have a bad conduct discharge.
They're still considered veterans.
Still
Right.
considered
Right.
veteran.
Okay. So there's so much. There's so much. And there's final words for you, Gretchen, as far as the COA and working with David and working with veterans?
Well, working with veterans has always been very important to myself and our family. Our family goes back years, veterans every generation. But with us working in conjunction with each other, I may know something that he may not know or about one of our residents, and we can kind of put our heads together and see what we can do to do the best for the family, and not just the veteran, could be the spouse.
Right.
So, and that's really important because, David, do the benefits continue for the spouse after the veteran dies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's probably something
that's
that other people don't know.
Yep.
Chapter 115.
Yeah.
Okay. If you make less than that,
Yep.
2,400.
You talked about that this morning. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so it will continue on to the widow.
That's great. Okay. Final words from you, aside from come see me.
Well, I'd like to be able to do more fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get more people come down.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that happened today at the American Legion meeting, they have American Legion Auxiliary with the ladies.
Yeah.
They also have Sons of the Legion. We said, hey, you know what? Let's make this one big meeting.
Yeah.
And you know what? Bring your wives. Let's not have any rules. Let's make this a fun
Good for you.
organization.
Good for you.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Well, you seem to be the right person in the right place at the right time.
Yep, maybe.
Thank
see.
you.
He is, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for your service.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you, Gretchen.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you all for joining us today. See you soon. If you've enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.